Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Is that on there? There we go. I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's NHS Induction Ceremony. Before we would begin, I would ask if you would all rise and we can all say our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can be seated. So once again, I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's induction ceremony. For some of you who don't know, my name is Sean Murphy. I'm the high school health and history teacher, and I also have the distinct honor of being the NHS advisor for the McBain chapter. I would like to thank you all for joining us and honor these students who have been inducted into the McBain chapter of the National Honor Society. I don't know if any of you are familiar, but the National Honor Society has a long history in the United States. It was actually established in 1921. The purpose of this is to recognize those students who go above and beyond co-curricular activities and excel in scholarship, leadership, service, and character. In order for a student to be eligible for active membership in our chapter, they must pass a few basic requirements. One, they do have to have a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. They also have to apply, and in this application process, they have to fill out volunteer service that they are a part of and have that verified as well. Each student also has to include an essay in their application stating why they would like to be on McBain NHS. And each of these applications are also graded on a 4.0 scale by an NHS committee. Once that is done, each student is also graded by staff members based on their past history. We look at character, we look at service, leadership positions that they have held, and then each student is rated by those staff members. So the application process is pretty extensive. It is very well thought out, and it's not easy necessarily for a student to get in. So these students are what I said earlier, the echelon, the upper echelon of what we have to offer here at McBain. Each of these students have committed themselves to striving for excellence in many different areas of their life, and they continue to set examples. They set examples in all four of those pillars: service, leadership, character, and scholarship. We will begin tonight's ceremony with our lighting ceremony and lighting the candle which represents each one of these four pillars, and we will begin with Mackenzie Zeiderveen lighting the pillar for scholarship.
I light the candle that represents scholarship. Scholarship is a commitment to learning. As students, we are willing to spend hours studying because we know the importance and lasting benefits of a well-rounded education. We should continue to learn through others and through daily life, even when our formal education has ended. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success and can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which read the past and the light which illuminates the future. Members have the responsibility to continually expand their world through opportunities inherent in scholarship.
I light the candle that represents character. Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each one individuality and personality. Without character, no one can possess self-respect or hope to attain the respect of others. It is a force of character which guides us through life and once developed grows steadily. Character is achieved by constant action and daily striving to make the right choices. The problem of character is the lack of self-control. We must be in reality with what we want to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as reliability, honesty, and sincerity, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
I light the candle that represents service. Opportunities to display service present themselves to us in the daily routine of life. Willingness to help others without expectation of payment is the quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow. In the words of Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give.
I light the candle that represents leadership. Leadership should be noticeably demonstrated throughout our school. In taking initiative in class and school activities, real leaders strive to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. Success cannot be efficiently achieved without a good leader, regardless of the resources. Leadership is always needed and is therefore a significant obligation to each of our members and to the candidates.
And now we will begin the bridging ceremony. Bridging Aiden Cucci will be Caden Abrahamson. Trey Bovin will be bridging Benjamin McNally Rodenbaugh. Brecken Cotter will be bridging Chelsea Isinga. Tessa Felsk will be bridging Bryce Acom. Brecken Gildy will be bridging Caitlin DeZoo. Trenton Gledoux will be bridging Olivia Peterson. Kate Crick will be bridging Madison Okampah. Ryan Kirkby will be bridging Henry Boss. Cameron Nethaway will be bridging Brett Ealing. Jeremiah Quist will be bridging Megan Kyle. Mackenzie Reed will be bridging Gwyneth Verberkmos. Amelia Scheel will be bridging Genesis Wilson. Rebecca Smith will be bridging Lydia Klein. Brecken Gildy will be bridging Shannon Maloney. Brecken Cotter will be bridging Isabel Roosevelt. Amelia Scheel will be bridging Shauna McLean. Mackenzie Zeiderveen will be bridging Eli Wilt. I light the candle that is symbolic of the society. The emblem of this society is composed in the keystone and the torch. The keystone bears at its base the letters CSLS. The letters stand for the principle of the National Honor Society, which is character, scholarship, leadership, and service. The lighted torch represents truth and knowledge. As this torch gives light to you, so may you give light to others. Will the newly selected inductees and the current members please stand and repeat after me the National Honor Society pledge? I pledge to maintain my highest scholastic standing. To hold as fundamental and worthy an untarnished character. To endeavor intelligently and courageously to be a leader and give of myself freely in the service of others. In doing so, I shall prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. Parents, friends, and relatives, it is my privilege to present to you the members of the 2023-2024 McBain chapter of the National Honor Society. You guys can have a seat. Now, I want you to know that was the hardest part of this, I think, was the practicing of exchanging the certificate with the handshake all in one coordinated motion. And I thought they nailed it pretty well, so good job. So while I have parents here, there's a few announcements that I would like to kind of focus on. One, I know many of you use social media, and I would encourage you, if you have not done so already, the McBain National Honor Society does have a Facebook page. So if you just search McBain National Honor Society, you should be able to find that. That's really my most immediate connection to get out information to parents about upcoming events. This year we do have our trip to Chicago. We spoke earlier this morning with the group, and it sounds like we are going to try to negotiate that for the last weekend of December into that first week, or last weekend of November into the first week of December. So November 30th, 1st and 2nd. Because they really, really would like to see Hamilton, the Broadway show, and it is in Chicago that weekend. So that is our goal. So on that page will be updates as far as the cost of the trip, dates, itinerary, those types of things. As we get closer to that, we will also have a parent meeting because there will be paperwork that we will need to fill out as well for medical information, consent forms, those types of things. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. So if you get a chance, just join that page, follow it, and we'll try to keep information out. One of the things that we do as a group is every year we host blood drives, and our goal is to every year try to get a new record. I'm kind of competitive, and so I like to beat our last year's goal. We have never broken 100 as far as our total one-day blood drive accumulations. Our closest has been 96. And so my goal is to get to that 100 mark. I'd love to get to the Century Club. And so what we're asking is that each student, each NHS member tries to recruit at least 2 donors for donating blood for our blood drive, okay? The blood that we accumulate all stays locally in our area, so if you know somebody who's ever need transfusions or anything like that, it goes to our local hospitals, and it can be a lifesaver for sure. So our next blood drive is coming up on September 6th, which is next week. And so what we're asking is if you have an opportunity, that is a Wednesday, and I understand for schedules that might be a little bit of maybe cumbersome. We do try to keep them open as late as we possibly can. This one I believe is going from 10 until 5. So if you're able to donate, or if you know somebody who might be willing to, that will also be on the Facebook page as well, and so we try to recruit. These students, we do have blood drive coordinators, and what these students also have the ability to earn, we do have some basic requirements when it comes to National Honor Society as far as service. One of the requirements is that each student is asked to accumulate 30 hours of volunteer service through the course of the year. But we are also looking for 30 hours of total service just for our blood drives over the course of 2 years, which is 15 hours per year. Students can earn that by recruiting donors themselves. Each donor that comes in and says that they are donating for a specific student, they get 2 hours of service for that. If a student decides that they're going to donate blood themselves, they also get 2 hours of service for that as well. Okay? And so our goal is that for each student to earn a blood cord by the time that they graduate. If they get 30 hours of service just in the blood drives, they will earn a Versiti blood cord. Those are multicolor. They have like a yellow and a purple color, that kind of combination. If students earn more than 50 hours, which we've had students do that quite often, our blood drive coordinators often earn more than 50 hours. This year we have Mackenzie Zeiderveen, Amelia Scheel, Trenton Gladue, and Mackenzie Reed as our blood drive coordinators. They easily will earn more than 50 hours of service through the course of those 2 years. And if they earn more than 50 hours, they get the distinct red blood cord. That's not very easy to get, and they put in a lot of hours for that. So what I'm asking is, if possible, if you know somebody, if you have family, grandparents, who would like to be able to donate. I know nobody likes to donate, but there's usually some sort of a free gift that goes along with the donations as well. So that is next Wednesday, September 6th. In addition, as far as the volunteer hours, there's quite a few different areas that students can volunteer, and I know that these students are very good at giving of themselves. But if there's any need, which we're always looking for other opportunities for students to volunteer. So if there's any need out there, I know that on Saturdays we have Rocket football, we have Pee Wee football, we have all kinds of different football that's going on. We have cross country that is taking place. So we have all kinds of different opportunities. But if you know of an opportunity where students can volunteer, I would just ask that maybe you send me an email and I can forward that, and we can always try to fill in those needs where be. At this time, I believe we are done. I would just say keep an eye out on that Facebook page, and I think it's probably a good opportunity right now for all of our members to get behind the table, and it would be a great photo opportunity for parents.